You can't, said the brake van. I'm essential. Ah, are you? Donald burst out. You're nothing but a screeching and a noise when all's said and done. Spite doggy, would you? Take that! Oh! Oh! Cried the van. There's more coming should you misbehave.
The Spiteful Brake van is probably my favorite piece of troublesome rolling stock. And I mean, understandably so, given the whole, thing that happens to him. But honestly too, just in his character. There may not be much to him, but there's at least enough to make him memorable. And that's honestly more than most troublesome trucks can say. Either way, I enjoy him as a character, especially in his RWS series fashion. In the RWS series, he's actually based on a Diagram V4 10-ton brake van, and as you can see is significantly smaller. While in the television series, he's based on a BR 20-ton brake van. And it's this that Bachmann would try to replicate with their model. Albeit in the livery of the RWS series still, I don't know, this model confused me. And I'd had this model for a while now. It had actually been one of the first ones that I had tried to put a tarp on. Though at the time I hadn't really perfected the craft and it just really didn't look right. I wasn't too big on the weathering that he had received, and honestly just on a whim one day, and after being inspired by his RWS as well as Ertl model, mostly due to its livery, I don't know, I just like it, was set to work on making my own rendition of the Spiteful Brake van. After removing his upper half from his original Bachmann chassis, I would not only remove his face, but also try to fit it onto a new truck set. Unfortunately, I would have to settle with that of a 7-plank, but it still fit on there pretty flush. Now all I had to do was figure out how to make a floor for it, and using an HO scale fence and some tan spray paint, I was able to achieve such quite easily. Next came respraying the van itself, which I would settle on a light gray for the roof and a darker brown for the body. I would weather the chassis separately and then put it all together. I would use a white paint pen to highlight these handrails. With all of this completed, the Spiteful Brake van was basically done. I would just go back and add some small details. First of these being a tarp that actually kind of looks like a tarp. I know it's not perfect, but it at least has the illusion, as well as some interior decorating. As you can see here, the top of him actually comes off so I can access the inside, and here I've added a figure and I guess just a random barrel. Using the same paint pen, I would go back and add just a little bit more white detailing around him, and after putting his face back on and with a coat of matte clear, I could call the project finished. With that, I had created a Spiteful Brake van that was the accumulation of all of my other favorite Spiteful Brake vans. It's a lot, I know, but at least he looks good. And overall, I have to say that I'm quite proud with this project and how it turned out. It's one of those models that's not exactly accurate to anything besides what I want it to look like. Even still though, I still feel as if it captures the Spiteful Brake van quite well. I would like to go back at some point and add more to his interior, perhaps even lighting, but for now I feel as if the figure and barrel are, suiting I guess. I would also like to go back and add some lamps to him at some point, but for now the Spiteful Brake van's pretty much done. He may look drastically different compared to his Bachmann model, but really not a whole lot had to be done to him. It really was as simple as just replacing his chassis and repainting him. I honestly just chose to be extra with it because I'm a stickler for detail, but even then it's not something that's necessary. I just like making my own life harder for some reason. Now with all that being said, let's get this guy on the rails. Like I said before, I know this modification as a whole isn't anything too crazy special, but it's one that I'm proud of nonetheless. I like my models to be unique no matter what they are, and I feel as if I've achieved that with this. It's extremely likely that I'll go back and change things here and there, and now that I've brought it up, I really do want to put interior lighting into it, but as he stands now, hopefully you guys still enjoy my custom Spiteful Brake van. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.